I'm honored to be here in this city where I have started 30 years ago, 1988, to study. And luckily I finished it after 4 years and then moved to Germany and living in Germany for 26 years. And I'm very happy to be able to share my insights in leadership mindset. And my name is İlker Demirel, and I'm running my own company, Auskultor GmbH, and living in Berlin, and I'm the founder of Leadership Mindset. By the way, Auskultor means I'm listening. So when I built my company in 2008, 2009, I thought, okay, listening is so important thing. I have to be a good listener, but I'm still learning. So my wife is telling me I'm interrupting her when she talks. So here, I would like to share with you my personal story about my own mindset, how I became how I changed from a successful guy who is sometimes outraging and angry person from a calm and still successful guy. This will be a unique and personal story that I'm going to share with you. We will talk about how it evolves and how can we change our mindset. So this is a really complex topic. So mindset and consciousness is quite complex topic. We have neuroscience in it. We have brain science in it. We have the psychology in it, and also deep level of self-awareness. So within the next 25 to 30 minutes, we will slow down a little bit and come to our real core, who we are, what we are. Why do I want to share this with you? So there are good reasons to share it with you. Because if I look to the big companies, they can analyze us and they can print the map very easily for us. They can show us, for example, you know the company called Facebook, right? So with the couple of likes, they can identify how we work, what are our decisions, or which, in the election, which party we are going to for vote, etc. So to know your mindset, you just go there and ask them, and they will give you an exact map. Here's the challenge. The challenge is that we have a problem and suffering once we have the ignorance of reality. Ignorance here doesn't mean that we don't know something. It is just that we have blurred and manipulated reality. And it's not only the other big companies, they are manipulating, blurring our reality. This is also us, we ourselves. And we are making ourselves also very unhappy with this one. The first responsibility of a leader is to define the reality, as Max Deprez said. Right? In between he should serve, and until he says thank you for the team. And it's leadership in the sense of self-leadership and also leadership for the team or for the company. The companies know exactly how we work, what are our preferences, and what are we not liking, right? They do it for good reasons, and we have a lot of benefits from that, right? I like what Google and Facebook is offering to us, right? But in the other hand, there are also some negative aspects or non-positive things which are happening to us. They manipulate, or they are in a position to manipulate our way of thinking and blur our reality and do something which we don't like to have. So once we know exactly how our mindset is mapped, and then we can reduce the manipulativeness, not only by other people, also from ourselves, and then we can increase the leadership effectiveness for ourselves and then have joy and happiness. So let's have a look. How do we act? How do we behave? And what are the drivers for us? I'm saying here a lot of times, we and we and we. Let us try to discover who we are. For this one, I would like to invite you for a small exercise together here. It is very simple. So, you will see here some statements, right? If it's true, then you raise your hand. Let's try it. So, raise your hand, please. So, please. So, okay? Thank you. Thank you. So, if it's not true for you, just keep it as is. Okay? Excellent. Now, it starts. Are there still people without phone? No. Okay, very good. That will change in 100 years. Okay. Oh, unsure. Okay. Now it's getting complicated. Na. Oh, okay. Yes, good. Okay, so it is getting very, very much complicated, right? So who we are it's very complex stuff, right? And we do not have only one part, so inner core, inner ability or something else, and we do not have a soul, we are the soul. That's it, right? With this one, let's try to find out how what was the starting point here for my mindset. Okay? So, is there someone under 18? No. So, this can be put here, right? So, in March 97, so my parents must have had very good night. So, I have recalculated from my birthday back and tried to find out what day it could have been. It was around 20th of March or something like that, exactly 48 years ago, right? What happened was, I have learned recently that the brain gets started to grow or evolve 20 days after the conception. Wow. Whew. That was a huge aha moment for me. Why? Imagine here the brain now, or our body, whatever we have here, is full of information, right? We have everything there which has been experienced during the decades, right? Whatever we have felt, all the sensation, everything is stored somewhere. We don't know exactly where, but somewhere. Therefore, it is so important to know how is your mind developed and what are the components of your mind. With that one, you can see whether you are manipulating yourself or which parts of social media can manipulate you. We are not in danger here. It's about defining the reality, staying calm, and increasing the self-awareness so that we can act from the place of opportunities, options, and take the right action. Now in day 0, when I was born, I had the free self. Free self has for me 2 meanings. One is total free, independent self, and the second meaning, I tend more to the second meaning, free from self. I like the second one more. And with this one, we come to the world. So I was born in 1970, and I came from a place full of love. All the possibilities are there, and I started to interact with the environment in this 3-dimensional world where space, matter, and time is, right? The first thing in the evolution of my mind, I have started, as all kids do, crying. At this stage, my reptilian brain was in charge of making decisions and had the authority. The reptilian brain is the brain which is here, right? So how do you call it in Turkish? Soğancık, or what is this? Right. So the deepest part of our brain, right? And that was in charge because it was helping me to survive in this world, in this environment. So I kindly invite you to go to those days when you were also a kid. And I have developed here some sense of controlling about my environment, where I can say, okay, if I'm crying too loud, then I get something to eat, and I'm crying too loud, then my bag is getting cleaned, etc., etc. Right? So I can control the environment, and I can survive. The next one is, I was happy because I realized I can change something, and the environment is a trustful environment. I can trust people, right? So my needs are satisfied. So in the age of 1.5, so I was born in Trabzon. My father went to Germany to work and then to take care of the big family. Many people know it. Who has something like this experience in the at least one month. So I don't know what happened to me there, but at least I was in a big family, so I had no idea what was the side effects of this movement. In the age of 2 around, then the limbic brain, which is the emotional mind, takes the conscious level, and the reptilian goes to the unconscious level. And it's taking care of the relationships we are building with others. As I was around 2, I started walking, right? And having connection with people and the mimicking, etc. And I have seen also, okay, if I follow the rules of you, then I will get what I want, okay? And then I have the emotional safety and the care, and body has no harm. That developed also some pleasing, right? Some complying activities. I comply. I do not do very bad thing, wrong thing, so that I can satisfy my needs. Furthermore, I have seen also that if I collaborate with people, then I have seen, okay, very nice. If I collaborate, then I get what I want, right? That brought me to the idea and belief to manage my needs, I have to manage also my stakeholders, the big family. So I'm building up here with my mind the beliefs, what can I do? In the age of 3.5, my mother went to Germany as well, so I left alone. So the primary caregivers left me alone, and that must be a turmoil for me. As a kid, I could not understand it, right? And I could not make any meaning of that one. So I pushed whatever is there to the most probably the unconscious level, which went to the reptilian part, and I felt I'm responsible why they have left me. That was a difficult time for me, where I felt, okay, the environment is no more safe for me, and I have to be a very cautious person, right? And this kind of thinking have followed me for ages, right? Can you imagine something is happening there, and each time I get the feeling, okay, someone will let me alone, and I will stay alone, and I will have a danger. Maybe my survival gets somehow affected, right? This is a belief which I have created. It doesn't need to be imposed by someone else, but I have created it. That's how it is. On the other hand, while I had a very big family because my father married a neighbor's girl, my two grandfathers, grandmothers, and uncles and aunts, they were all in the same place. So today, Tom was asking about the stakeholder management. I know very well how to manage 30 people at the same time. And that was the positive thing from those days, growing up in a big family. And I made a lot of use of it. So after the age of 8, the neocortex, which is the rational mind, takes the lead role of decision making, and then puts the limbic brain to the unconscious, and the subconscious goes to the reptilian brain. This is the place where we start to belong to a group of people, or get positive feedback, or ask positive feedback from people who we value, like teachers or uncles or parents, etc. And with that one, we feel a sense of worthiness. We are somehow worth to be loved, etc. And it goes until the age of 24. What I have developed was, I was very successful in the school, in primary school, and also in lycée, and also in the university. That was my compensation somehow, which I was afraid of being let alone or being worthless. So, the same time, I have started also very strong level of competitiveness, because I was thinking with the scarcity thinking. If someone has positive things, then the positive things on my side will go down as well. This is the scarcity thinking. And scarcity thinking fires up the competitiveness, which you can see here in the place of complying behavior. Those are the beliefs which are driving my leadership behavior, how I lead my life, and also how I lead my teams. Around the age of 30, after 24, so around the 24, the neocortex stops developing. But current research says still our mind is developing for ages, also in the later stages. I turned to be a person very successful. Okay, very good. But if something goes wrong, I was blaming other people. Does anybody know that kind of behavior? So, are you sometimes blaming someone else? Right? Thank you. So, and another thing is, since I was very good in stakeholder management, and I could be very manipulative and change the words in a way that I was always like olive oil, zeytinyağı gibi yukarı çıkıyor. So, right? I mean, there is no bad intention, but I was afraid of being let outside of the group or something like that. This is a deep sitting and destructive false belief. And truly, what we do is, we do it because we believe in this is good, right? It's true for religious stuff, also for non-religious stuff. We value something because we think it's valuable. It's like the money. We value money because we think it has a value. Bitcoin or Turkish lira, etc. It's just a belief, right? And I have realized, after some reflection and talk with close people to me, the life cannot be like this one, blaming others for everything, etc. And I have said, okay, the other people are also normal and good, right? And with the success story I had a house, I had a car, and working family, etc. I was still unhappy. How come this, right? There is something missing. So my free self was not in a position to express itself and then connect truly with other people, right? And I have started reflecting. This reflection started when I thought, okay, I need to do for my personal growth. Who's very much interested in personal growth stuff here? Yeah. All of us, right? We want to grow and we want to contribute to this world. And in the reflection, here's one important thing to take care about. If we do reflection by ourselves, we will not gain that much. Why? Because the mirror we are taking, it's our mirror. And what we see there, or what we can see, is also what we can perceive. And the perception is the filter we have built. So that means we will not see anything else that we were seeing till now. Therefore, it is crucial to ask other people how you are behaving. They will tell you exactly where your blind spots are. Right? Where is your next development stage you have to do? You have to go. So, the red part you are seeing here in the circle is the ego part. Right? If you sit down and calm down, you can start practicing a little bit more humility. That you are okay, that the others are okay, and if someone is doing good thing, just say good and then shut up. Do you know managers? You go to the manager and you say them, you did this and this and this and very good thing, and they say, oh, good, very good, but have you done this one as well? You know this one? Right? Exactly. So those are typical misbehavior of managers who are always in a position to add value, right? Just stop saying something. And our managers nowadays, or leaders, know a lot of things, but one thing they miss is they should stop. They should stop doing things which they have learned a lot. If you Google in leadership, 5 ways of doing that one, 3 ways of doing that one, everyone has this information. But information is useless unless you have the experienced wisdom and then share with people, right? So, in my further practice was going to the meditation. And that helped me a lot to reduce the red part from the ego and extend the blue parts, extend the yellow parts from the self-awareness. That's what makes me happy. I do not want to spend any more time protecting myself in the protecting area. Just showing up there, I can do everything, I am the best, etc. Spend energy there. Or just shut up because of I'm afraid of letting be alone somewhere. If I see something is not working, then I say it, this is not working. All the actions, driving points coming from the red area is fear-driven. The others are freedom-driven activities. So once you know your mindset, how it is built, you can take action. You know what are the positive things you want to build on, and you know also where can you be. Here is the connection to the manipulation. You can be easily manipulated if you are afraid of something. If you show some behavior which is fear-based. And that's what the industry is using to promote the product. That's fact. It's okay. In leadership and in the happiness, it is important that we see the reality without distortion. Reality as is. So, in the context of Agile and leadership, etc., for me, Agile leadership is pure value-driven leadership. We want to have collaborating people, collaborative work. And this can only be done if we have people who have reduced egos. The connection with the free self to the other free self will not be possible unless you reduce the red part here and increase the other yellow and blue part. So, we want to serve, we want to connect, and we want to reduce the ego. In order to know exactly what your mindset is, the best way to start to collect feedback. Good leaders, they do not give feedback. Other way around, they ask for feedback. How many times your boss have asked you, how can I improve? Your boss has asked, yeah, one time. Very good. You have a good boss? You are happy with him? Yes, excellent. And good leaders build trust. And building trust is not just trust me or how can I help you? This is not building trust. Building trust is if your boss is asking for help. Showing vulnerability and saying, I can't do this. Can you help me? Genuinely asking for help. And to have real connections within the team, with yourself, you have to work, or we have to work, and I worked a lot on my ego. So, this is a journey. It's not stop. It doesn't stop somewhere. It stops when you die, maybe. And I don't know what happens thereafter. But it's a long journey. It is worth, I can say from my experience, to do this journey. And I would like to finish this small conversation here, one-side conversation here, with a quote from Mevlana, and he's known as Rumi in Europe and US. So your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. This is the red circle which we built with our beliefs. We have to distinguish between the beliefs which are serving to us, which are closed and real, and the beliefs which are hindering us and potentially no more serving to us. Thank you.